Oh my God. How did my underwear end up in the hallway? If you don't think it's funny, if you
Okay.
don't think it's funny, then don't include it.
Did actually swallow a tampon once, and
Oh,
that was quite bad because when we rang the vet and said, should we be worried? And they're like, oh, hell yes, you need to bring her in now.
couldn't actually adjust the straps far enough that it would fit me.
They don't make it for
Um,
women, do they?
no,
Not that far from Morrinsville, is it? So you work
Moronsville,
Morrinsville. Is that how you say it? Morrinsville? I say
moron,
Morrinsville.
uh,
Morrinsville.
moron, so, moron.
Moron. Don't say
Yeah,
that. Don't
yeah,
say
it's
that.
a, and and I've got hundreds of them coming at me.
Yeah.
It certainly makes you feel uncomfortable. Um,
Hey, hello everyone. I'm a little bit pumped today because the lady I've got on now actually is one of the reasons why, and I don't think she realizes this, I wanted to start Pestie Connections. I had a bit of a conversation with her. I think it was about 6 months ago now. We had a Zoom chat because I wanted to get to know her a little bit. And after chatting with her, I wanted to do an interview with her. And it's taken me 6 months to tie her down. Well, not really. I think we did have something booked in, and then I got sick and time got away with this, and I've managed to get her down tonight. So with that, I want to introduce Aimee McBean from Bugs Gone Pest Control in Cambridge, New Zealand. How are you, Aimee?
Hi, Nikki. I'm good. I'm
Thank
good.
you for coming on. So we've had a few chats, but we did catch up on a Zoom session. I think it was about 6 months ago.
It was pre the P-Man's conference, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, yes. And I actually I approached you. I wanted to get to know you. I was trying to convince you at that point to get involved with WIPM. And you're like, oh, no, not yet. Because at the time you said, I haven't been doing this for very long. And that's when I started asking questions. And I'm like, I've got to get you on for an interview because you're the reason why I do what I do. You're one of
Oh,
those reasons.
yes.
And I'm really excited to be having a chat with you. But so you're a fully licensed urban pest control technician.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Got all the bits of paper and
Yeah.
all that
Tell us your
jazz.
story. Tell us how you got into it. I want to know a little bit more.
Um, right. I have been, well, I've got three children and I was a stay-at-home mum for over 10 years. Very fortunate to have that time with my babies. Um, but we moved during that time, we moved to a new property and it backs onto a gully reserve.
Yeah.
I'm going to use a Mike Collins phrase here. Long story short,
He does
um,
use that word. I never noticed it
yeah,
till you just
I think
said.
I counted it about like 50 times in his interview with you.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Yeah.
anyway, he's going to hate me for that now. Um, so we back onto this beautiful sort of gully, native
Yep.
bush, although it's full of weeds mostly. Um,
And I
and we
can picture
started
that
having
because
a
I've
lot of,
been to Cambridge a few times and it's a beautiful area. It's
yeah,
beautiful. So I can
yeah,
I'm picturing it as you say it.
town of trees we used to be called.
Yep.
So we had a lot of possums coming up and just wreaking havoc in the garden and yeah, just
Those
making a mess,
possums, those
general
hideous
mess.
possums.
So I think it was my neighbour actually who got a trap, and so we trapped one, and then we started trapping more, and sometimes it was two or three a night, and it kind of grew from getting my dad to take them out to his farm to shoot them, to then me getting a gun and shooting them myself, and yeah, so there was that sort of that kind of pest control going on in my life.
It feels weird hearing that because obviously, yeah, we're not allowed to do that with possums over here, and it's funny
we
when
do
we
lots
go
of.
to you guys. It's like,
I won't tell you all the other things we do with possums, but and then our one of our neighbours at the time, Guy and Bev, heard they had a little pest control company called Bugs Gone, and I said to them, far out, I could do what you guys are doing, you know.
yeah, I can shoot a possum.
yeah, you know, I can spray some bugs and do all that stuff. So I said to them, hey, if you were thinking of selling, let me know. And then that was kind of buried for about 12, 18 months. And then I got a call one day. Yeah, and they said, hey, do you want to buy the business? And they were amazing. They helped me through the.
How long ago was that? When did this take place?
Oh, a couple of years ago.
So literally only 2 years ago, you bought the business. Tell us about the business now. Where are you at now? Is it just you in the business? Are you wearing all the hats?
Yeah, it's just me. I just do everything, the office stuff, take phone calls when I can. I go out and I spray things and I kill things and I go under floors and I go on ceilings and yeah.
Do you like it?
I love it.
Most women say that I speak to. They all say that. They love it.
I mean, I could never imagine myself doing this, but now that I am doing it, I can't imagine doing anything else. You know, it's just And I think I've heard this so many times, like every day is a different day and every day is a new challenge, and that's what this is.
Yeah, yeah. So apart from being a possum expert now, what pests do you really focus on? What's your main pest you find you're focusing on there?
So like this last winter, rodents have been a big call for rodent control. I actually, funnily enough, I don't really do any possum control apart from on my own property. So yeah, rodents. People are really afraid of spiders in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, I can, because we have a lot of people from New Zealand that live here in Noosa, and they're one of our best customers. New Zealand, anyone from the US, South Africans, I love them because they do not like spiders or creepy crawlies. They're our best customers. So,
but we don't even have scary spiders in New Zealand.
Yeah, we have some doozies over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, spiders, wasps, that's a big one. Ants, cockroaches, just, you know, general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you find the work-family life balance? How do you go with that? Probably, because I think it's probably one of the bonuses with working for yourself and being in this sort of industry is you can work around the family. So what does hubby do? Is he involved in the pest control business at all?
No, not at all. Craig is a civil engineer. So he works quite long hours, particularly this time of year as well. Funny story, actually, he will not touch anything with more than 2 legs. And actually, I was away a few weekends ago, and his parents were staying, and there was a whitetail spider in the spare bedroom where they were staying, and he had to deal with it.
Yeah.
So that was a really big step. Big step.
Yeah, he's coming up in the world.
So no, but the work-life balance doesn't really exist at the moment. I had this vision prior to taking over the business that I was going to be working from 9 till 3. It would fit in really well with the kids. And with Craig, but no, it's kind of been turned on its head.
Yeah. you're up late at night doing bookwork, accounts?
I've gotten better at that because I've got Xero now. I've got formatized software, so I can do a lot of that during the day. So I guess it's just the odd quote that I need to do at night. But generally it's pretty good.
People like me hounding you, let's do an interview, let's catch up. So it's 7:30 your time at the moment, and really unfair because I know that you've got a wine hiding behind the camera there.
Not hiding.
Yeah, and I'm on the lemon water, so it's it's not fair. So all right, so I met you at the PMANS conference face to face, which was great because we'd had the chat before the PMANS conference. Is that the first time you've attended a conference? Because if you started around about 2 years ago, obviously we hit COVID then, there was no conferences. So that's your very first pest conference.
Yes.
What did you think? What did you get out of that?
Oh, yeah, that was great. It was just a flood of information. I actually really enjoyed there was a guy called Mark. You guys have done an interview with him.
Oh, Mark Linton?
Mark Linton, yeah.
He's
amazing.
I
actually really enjoyed his talk. A lot of it just went phew.
My head hurts when I know what? I don't go in the talks with Jay and him because when they start going into their lingo, I'm like, I'm out. I'm out.
Oh, see, yeah. So I listened to him at the conference, and then I actually listened to his Pestie Profiles interview.
Yeah.
And
have you listened to both? Because have you listened to all of his ones that we've done? I think we've done 2 or 3 with him.
Just the latest one.
Okay, so we've done a few with him.
Oh, okay. I'll have to go back. But I quite enjoyed that sort of the technical side of that. And just learning about some of the new technology that's coming into the fray as well.
Yep. Bobby Corrigan's, his was good. Did you watch his, even though it was virtual? His was good. It was. Yeah. I was sort of a bit bummed. It's virtual, but I got really engaged in it. His talk was excellent. And
I thought he was actually going to be there, but he was still
he
was just entertaining.
His was fantastic, and I loved the conference. It's one of the smallest conferences I've been to, but yet one of the better conferences because I felt like I could network a lot easier and talk to so much more people, and it wasn't so daunting with having less people there. It was actually saying that though, I think there was about 200 people or something, 200 delegates that turned up, and a lot of women, which I was really, really excited about too. So that was good.
Yeah, I heard a few comments from people saying that there's a good turnout of the ladies.
Yeah, no, it was good. What do you find is your biggest challenge being a female? Do you run into any challenges? Do you find
actually
or customers?
Equipment would be one. Like I remember I brought this new it was like a little 5-litre rigger backpack, and I saw it at one of the Garrard's road shows, and I was like, I've got to have that. It's my size, 5 litres, and I can put it on my back. I don't have to carry it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yep, I'm having one of those. Send it to me. Yeah. And it arrived, and I was like, yep, awesome. Got it all set up, and put some water in it. Put it on my back, and I couldn't actually adjust the straps far enough that it would fit me.
They don't make it for women, do they?
No.
Yeah.
So I was really gutted, and it's just So
anyway. It was too big.
It was too big. So I did, and there was there's nothing I could do. Just sent it back.
Yeah. So with me, I think because of my boobs, I think that I'd need the extra large or something. So I don't know if you see what went up in the women's group this morning. My lovely staff members, we did a Kris Kringle, and I think it was Cherie that had me, and she's ordered me a t-shirt, and she's like, oh, how do we sort out her size? And so, well, Lara, my daughter, who works in the office, I don't know if you've seen this, went and got 2 rolls of toilet paper and shoved them down her top, and then they've measured
around
with the toilet rolls on her boobs, and that's how they got the size. And I tried it on and it fits perfect. So
we'd call that Kiwi ingenuity.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I think that's literally how they sized me up for my present. So
that's brilliant. I do get a lot of people saying, oh, I thought a man was going to turn up, but I think that's pretty common.
Yeah.
Challenges. Yeah, I guess the strength thing. Yeah, I don't, I don't have the same upper body strength as what a man would. And I think a lot of sort of male dominated industries, women would say the same.
Absolutely, yeah. I know, yeah, with obviously with my female, I just don't expect her to have the strength as a man. But I tell you what, sometimes she runs circles around the boys. She really does. It's but yeah, I think there's really good advantages, and there's only a few little disadvantages.
Yeah, I mean, like being small, like I can, maneuver myself up in ceilings or under floors.
What's your height? Do you know your height?
165.
Okay, because nearly every woman I've interviewed or I've met in person, I can't believe how small they are. Some of them they're quite tiny. I haven't met many that are taller than me, and I'm not that tall. I'm quite short. I tend to grow outwards, not upwards. So, but yeah, most of them are. It's funny. There's a lot of small women that get into it. I don't know what that means, but it's well. How do you market your business? Is it word of mouth for you? Do you market for work?
So I do a little bit of like Google AdWords. We did have a local paper here. Well, we actually had 2 local papers in Cambridge, and one of them kind of just, and I was advertising with them, so that didn't go so well. Other than that, just Google it. A lot of people say, like, they see my sign writing on my car.
Yep.
Obviously I've got like a very basic Facebook page, but I don't put a lot of.
I stalked it just before.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get some information on you.
It's that time thing again. I just yeah.
I get it. I'm lucky now, obviously, with my daughter taking over, because that's her thing. That's
great.
She's very technical minded, so I don't deal with any of that now. I just let her go
for
it.
With it, haven't they?
Yes, she's so much more technical minded than me, and and it's great. But she's now, because she's so busy, we're now having to outsource a lot of our work. So with social media and things like that. But it's I look at it and go, I struggle. What do you love most about the industry?
I think it's just the variety, and the challenge. Every day, every ant job you go to is different. Every rodent job you go to is different. Every cockroach job, you learn so much on the job. There's a lot of things that you can't be taught in a book. So I think it's that challenge. I love that, turning up somewhere and seeing someone really happy to see you. they're, you know, like they're like, oh, thank God you've
You're
come
going to get rid of
solve
my
all of my
problems.
problems.
Yes.
Yeah, people so, I haven't met too many people who aren't happy to see me.
Yeah. Who inspires you? Do you have someone you look up to or that you can turn to in the industry? I mean, being a sole operator and only being in it for a couple of years, there must be some people that you tend to look up to and ask for advice.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Collins family,
They're amazing, aren't they?
yeah. I mean, they've been doing this forever. And they are so generous with their time and knowledge. Mike's just been fantastic. I've spent some time up in Auckland training with his guys.
Yep.
And spent time with Anita and Ruan,
yep.
who are now running the AGET business up there. And Dawn Hendricks, elite pest control.
Yes, Dawn's amazing.
Yeah,
she's amazing.
Dawn is amazing.
Yeah.
And again, someone who is really just generous and kind.
So she's the reason that we started WIPM in New Zealand. You knew that, didn't you? Dawn was the driving force behind that.
Oh, okay.
You know that?
No.
Yes. So Dawn contacted me, oh gosh, I reckon it would have been almost a couple of years ago, 18 months ago, 2 years ago, and said, we need this over here. we need something like this over here. And we connected, and we discussed it quite seriously, and Dawn was going to take on like a New Zealand representative role over there. And then obviously her schedule's quite hectic, and she was heavily involved with PMANs, and she's just, I don't know if we can do it. So we sort of put it on the back burner, and then we discussed it again this year. So it's because of Dawn that this is sort of ventured over to New Zealand. So so she's amazing. So I've had quite a few dealings with Dawn, and still do. Like she's one in a million.
She's a cool chat.
Oh, everyone I speak to, when Dawn's name gets mentioned, they go, oh, we just love Dawn.
Yeah.
We love her. Yeah. And so I've yet to get her on one of these.
Do you know what she'll hate me for this. Do you know what her nickname is?
No.
Dawn of the Dead.
Can I ask why? I've got all these.
Like killing things.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Dawn of the Dead. That sounds terrible, but I'm going to bring that up.
I don't remember many nicknames, but I remember that one. But you should. So she contacted me when I joined PMANs, and she likes killing possums too. So
obviously with the name Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, we kind of hit it off pretty quickly. Through our love of
possums,
protecting our native flora and fauna. But she's helped me with getting set up with formatize as well.
Yeah,
I mean, I had no idea what I was doing there. She's a really kind person, and she took all my phone calls and all of my silly questions, and even now I still ring her when I've got curly questions about things, and she's great.
Yeah, no, I do. I love her, and she has agreed to do an interview with me, but I just haven't locked it in yet. Like every time I try and lock it in, it's hard to lock Dawn in because she is so busy. But I will, because there's so much to her story, and she does what she does for the industry. There's so much to her. What's your future plans, Aimee?
Oh, well, I don't know.
That's a good one.
Get through the silly season, which is now. I mean, I guess there's definitely room to take on staff.
But it's not for everyone, though, is it? Some people just don't want to. They're happy just doing their thing, just being a sole operator.
I mean, I would like to. I'm succeeding now, but I'd like to be more successful. I'd like to grow the business. I guess my issue at the moment is that I still have a relatively young family.
Yeah. How old are your kids, Aimee?
So my youngest is 6.
Yeah.
And then I've got a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
And
it's the age where you're running them around, aren't you? Like, getting them to school, and I don't know, whether they play sports and, or they're wanting to go to friends, and it's, you're running around.
I've got fantastic support from my mum, who just lives around the corner from us. But So I guess I've just kind of got to put a lid on things at the moment, and I want to grow and I want to get bigger, but in order to do that, I have to take on staff. So I'm just kind of
it's finding that work, and family life balance again, and that's where it is a bit of a struggle for the females sometimes. But I think, I don't know, this is a great industry for females in that respect. I know I keep talking about my girl Cherie, because I've only got the one female tech, but her youngest is 5 and he's starting school next year, which she's very excited about, because at the moment she's running him to daycare and then coming to work and then going to pick him up. But yeah, we've actually, we've structured it so she actually won't start until, I think it's half an hour after he drops him off at school, so she doesn't have to worry about that before school care. So she can drop him off at school, come to work, and then he can go to after school care, and then she can go pick him up, which just makes her life so much easier. And it's also we've supplied a vehicle where he can actually go into that vehicle, so she's not swapping and changing vehicles, to get him to school, then go home, grab the work vehicle, and then come to work. And it's so I think it's really important to be flexible like that, and then we get the best of them. So it's
you're right. Yeah, you do. If you can provide that that balance for people, then
I think
today's
society you have to you should, and you need to, and I think, obviously, me being a mum myself, I know what it's like. So it's, we do a lot like that. But then I find that, if we're sick or if something goes wrong, she's the first person to put her hand up. I've got this, I've got this. So it does turn itself around, and
good.
It's actually quite good. So all right. So to finish up, what advice would you give other females who are considering coming into the industry? Not many do. They're not thinking, I want to get into pest control, but what advice would you give someone?
I guess don't let an irrational fear put you off this industry.
It's a good one, actually. Going back to the spider fear, because there's a lot of people who are scared of that, but they're still pest controllers. They're still great pest controllers.
I'll be the first to admit, if I go to a really bad German cockroach infestation and I've got hundreds of them coming at me, it's certainly makes you feel uncomfortable.
Running up your leg or something.
You're batting them away. I guess that, and there's nothing we can't do.
You put your mind to it.
It's I mean, the strength, the upper arm strength thing is only a very small part of it. It very rarely comes up. But the work-life balance.
I've just realised something. So because you're based in Cambridge, it's not that far from Morrinsville, is it? So you
Morrinsville.
Morrinsville. Is that how you say it? Morrinsville?
Moron.
I say Morrinsville. Morrinsville.
Moron. Moron.
Moron. Don't say that. Don't say that. One of my best friends lives there.
Say that.
I just realised.
Moronsville.
Okay. So Moronsville. Don't say that. So, because I do come over to New Zealand quite a bit, like pre-COVID, and now that we can travel again, I'm obviously coming back over. a lot more. But that's where I go. That's where I go is
to Moronsville.
Moronsville. That's where I stay.
Do you?
Hey, yes.
No way.
Yes, and because one of my best friends lives there, and I met her in Noosa, and she moved back to Moronsville. And so that's where I go. That's where I stay. So I'm thinking, I'm not fast. I can come visit you because I'm there. Yeah.
Yeah, we can meet at the Big Cow pub, or no. Yeah. So we'll find some country pub to meet at.
Yeah, oh good. Well, thank you, Aimee. Thank you for joining in. And I know there's so much more to you, and people are going to find out a lot more about you because I've now convinced you to get involved with WIPM, and you'll be helping Anita, over there in New Zealand, along with Nikki. And I'm really excited about that because I know that you had reservations, like I haven't been in the industry for that long, but we need some newbies. We need some fresh people in the industry. And I know that when I mentioned to Anita about getting you on board, she was overly excited because she obviously gets on very well with you. And I also mentioned it to Dawn, and Dawn's like, oh yes, Aimee is just, yes, perfect. You've got to get Aimee involved. So thank you. You have finally gone, yes, I will get involved.
Yeah.
We will, my plans are to get over there after Christmas, after the new year, hopefully before Easter. That's the plan. And obviously have a proper little launch party for WIPM over in New Zealand after heading to Fiji. And I didn't organise that. Anita organised that, and she blew it out of the park, and I'm like, oh my gosh, no, we haven't done this for New Zealand. Now I'm going to have to do it for New Zealand. And
yeah.
Any excuse for a little party, and we can get together and discuss more on what's going to be happening over there. But it is going to be an exciting year next year. We have just launched the New Zealand Excellence Award, and that will be announced over here in Australia, but it will be announced at the Termite Professional Conference on the stage. But we will have representative coming over, and it will be announced with all the other awards. But it's going to be very exciting. It's going to be very exciting. So the nominations and all
finding more out about it.
So nominations and all the information on the New Zealand Award will be out in January, and I can't wait. I can't wait to launch that one. So, and we've already had a lot of interest. I've noticed that when we posted it on social media, there was quite a bit of interest that came through, which was really exciting. So a few little people like, oh, a female award. You're always going to get those a little bit.
Yeah.
But majority, 98% of them were pretty good. So
I think it's neat. Anything to encourage more women into industry type jobs and roles. And that's our main purpose, here and in New Zealand is to get it out there that this is a great industry for women, and not just out in the field, but in the office, entomology and sales representatives. There's even virtual admin. This industry is screaming out for great virtual administrators, people like yourself who can't keep on top of the work, but they want someone who knows a little bit about pest control and can deal with those phone calls and deal with the some of the technical questions. And are there people out there like that?
There are a couple, but they're booked out. My very first Pestie Connections interview I did was with a lady named Jade, I think it was, and and she used to work in the pest control industry, so she knew it very well. And then she went out and opened her own virtual administrating business, and she's just rocking it because she knows how to deal with those technical questions. There is not many out there though, and I've actually thought about starting it myself, to be honest. I thought start my own business, and I'm thinking, I've got time to do But like, I'm thinking,
Good idea.
My husband's a trainer and assessor. We can train these people. We can train these admins, everything on pest control, and get them answering those questions. But I can't fit it in. Like, reality is, I can't fit it in. I don't have a spare minute to do anything. And but like, I think there's a market out there for it.
For sure. So, I need one.
Yes. So hopefully, I'll plant the seed out there. So it's just not female technicians, and sales representatives. There's so many different roles or different ways you can get involved in the industry, and that's why I love talking to people like you, Aimee, and getting it out there and showing people. I can't believe how many female pest technicians are in New Zealand. I honestly thought there was hardly none.
Because we don't have any snakes.
Yeah. Well, we do, but most pest controllers don't deal with the snakes over here. It scares the crappers out of them. So, and that's actually what got our business started. Was my husband used to relocate snakes. So that but we picked up a lot of work through that, because he would go to a snake job, and then they'd see that we're a pest control business, and then they'd call us in to do their general pests and their termite work. But then, as we got busy, you can't be in the middle of a termite inspection and go, sorry, I've got to go catch a snake, and which is only worth $80. So it's not it wasn't viable. We had to give that up. And
the snake side of it.
Yeah, we gave that up. Yeah, mainly it's funny because a lot of people feel it's a free service. And they used to ring up, and now this is going back 10 years ago. They used to ring up, and at that time we were charging $80 a call out fee. And the amount of abuse that we used to get on the phone, and they would go, well, we'll just chop its head off. We'll just kill it. We're not paying $80. And we're like, well, no, it's a protected species. And they're going, well, we're not paying $80, and otherwise, we'll kill it. And and that was another reason we decided not to continue with it. And
Crikey.
It was quite sad. And what they didn't understand is we had to be paying for the licensing to be able to do that sort of work.
To even do that.
And the fuel cost and the time involved, like by the time you left home or wherever you are to get to the job, and then sometimes you have to look for the snake because it's gone. And you could be gone for a couple of hours. And we were charging $80, and we're like, and you're complaining about $80. So it wasn't great on a business level.
No.
But look, we know some snake catchers out there. They do it full time, and they're doing great with it. So, and I think because they've got so much work coming in, they can say to those customers, "Oh, well, no, you're not going to pay." It's
yeah.
But no, we don't do that anymore. We don't do that. So, well, thank you, Aimee. I really appreciate it. And
thank you. It's been lovely chatting.
I know. We'll be in touch. Normally I don't release these until the newsletter comes out, but I'm actually going to release this one before Christmas, before the newsletter. But
like
it will go
a Christmas treat.
Yeah.
A Kiwi Christmas treat.
That's it. Absolutely. And I'll also put it in the January edition too, though. But I just, it's so hard to lock people in at this time of year, and so I appreciate locking you in, and I'll be catching up with you face to face anyway
in the new
year. And we talk obviously emails and stuff and everything to do with WIPM, so it's get excited because we've got some exciting things happening, and
we sure do.
We'll be in touch. So thank you, everyone. And I hope everyone has a great Christmas.
You too, and I want to say I really enjoy listening to you and Jay on your Pestie profile podcast. I really got into that, and you guys have got some great podcasts. It's brilliant. I love it.
Have you listened to the latest one we just released on spiders?
Yes. yes. So actually that was last night. I was out walking the dog, and we got a lot of we got a lot of feedback on that one. I think those educational ones, people are loving the educational
side of it.
Brilliant. And the
I can't
ant
input much into
really
it.
good?
The which one? The ant one, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we've had a lot of feedback on those ones where people are actually using them in their toolbox meetings. So making their staff listen to the educational podcast. So I know that we'll probably do a lot more of them next year because they seem to be a good.
It's nice to get that positive feedback, to know that it's having a good impression and
But no, it seems to be working. We're getting quite a few listeners now. I think we're up to over 14,000 or something now. So which is really good. So done over 50 podcasts. I'm having a break though, no more before Christmas.
Fair enough.
I'm out, but we'll be back fresh for the new year. So thank you, Aimee, and I hope everyone has a great Christmas and a happy new year.
You too, Nikki.
Thank you.
If you don't think it's funny, then don't include it.
Okay, I won't include it. You had a funny story. Tell me a funny story.
So it's kind of a funny pest control story. So while I was training, doing my sort of apprenticeship, if you will, Mike Collins invited me to go up to Auckland and go out.
This is going to be funny already.
Cut a long story short. Sorry, I just had to put that in there.
Sorry, Mike.
So he invited me up to Auckland. Well, actually, the people who owned the business prior to me hooked it up. They said, you're going to go up to Auckland, spend some time with all of the aged pesties.
Yep.
Go out for a few days, see what they do, do some jobs that you haven't done before, and get some real life experience up there, up in the big smoke. And so I thought that was great. Mike and Kim Collins said, you can come and stay at our place. And I said, great, that's brilliant. So I packed my bags, got up to Auckland, and Kim actually couldn't be there that week, and she had to go away for a family thing. So it was just Mike and I.
Yeah.
Anyway, the first morning I got up and I went to the bathroom to go and have a shower.
Yep.
And had my shower, get dressed, and then I opened the door to go out of the bathroom, and right in the hallway, as I'm starting to walk down towards the bedroom that I was staying in, was a pair of my underwear.
Okay.
And it wasn't like a clean pair. It was the pair that I'd worn the day before that had been like stuffed right down the very, very bottom of my bag. And so I was like, oh my God, how did my underwear end up in the hallway?
Yeah,
and
that's
so
what I like.
my mind started going, oh no, this is awkward. Oh no. Oh no. Mike. Oh no. And so for a few short seconds, I really thought, I started to worry. And then anyway, pull yourself together, Aimee, picked up my dirty undies, went back to my bedroom, and then I'm sort of, sorting things out. And then Zoe walks in. Zoe is Mike and Kim's dog.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Zoe goes to my bag, rifles around in my bag, and grabs out another pair of undies. and off she trots.
Thank God, though, because obviously Mike's would have realised that it was the dog, and not you throwing your underwear out to say.
Yeah, but do you know what? They all know what Zoe is like.
But they didn't warn you.
And they didn't warn me.
Yeah.
It was like a cruel Collins test.
Yeah. Well, we've had some really, really horrific experiences with my daughter's French bulldog. So,
Really?
oh, she loves French knickers, that's for sure. My daughter's knickers are always out in the yard or on the lounge room floor, but she did actually swallow a tampon once, and
Oh,
that was quite bad, because when we rang the vet and said, should we be worried, and they're like, oh hell yes, you need to bring her in now. And they just said, if we can't get her to regurgitate it, we are going to have to operate on her. And
I know. So what happened?
they managed to get her to regurgitate it, and then they did say,
They hit the string.
this is an embarrassing story because it's actually my tampon that she, and when I realized, when I've looked and gone, I think she's just swallowed my tampon. And so I've had to go to my daughter and say, oh, sorry, Valara, but I think your dog has swallowed my tampon. She goes, what? And so when she's taken her to the vet and they've made her regurgitate it, they've gone, has she swallowed more than one tampon? Because there seems, so she's rang me up and she goes, is it possible she swallowed more than one tampon? I said, no, it was a super. It wasn't like this. And so that's what she said back to the vet. And then they went through it and they've gone, yes, it is only one. And I was mortified, but it was just,
yeah.
And then she made me pay the vet bill. She goes, well, this is your fault, so you're paying the vet bill. So
holy heck. Yeah, well, yeah, wow, yeah. Apparently this dog is, renowned for taking people's undies. I mean, I'll be honest, I was just so relieved that it was the dog.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Yeah. not you accidentally dropping them out or something and Mike thinking, what is she up to?
I was thinking much worse than that, Nikki.